Hello and welcome to Math Lessons with Linda. Today we're going to revisit a topic on factoring quadratics using the AC method. This is a very much asked for topic, and as we are moving into review and getting close to finals for the year for some of you, I thought it was a good time for us to do another example of how to use the AC method for factoring. So today we've got 2a squared plus 11a plus 12. What makes this a problem where we would want to use the AC method is when our value for our leading coefficient is not 1. So this is like the A coefficient, 11 is the B coefficient, 12 is the C coefficient. So this is what we mean by the AC method. So the first thing we do is we take the leading coefficient, which is 2, and multiply it by 12. And so now we have this 24 that we're considering. And when we find factors that will make our quadratic factorable, what we are now looking at is I need to have factors of 24, right? That means they multiply to 24. And I need them also to add up to 11. So there are a lot of factors of 24, right? 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. So these are all factors that give me 24, but I need the one that adds up to 11. And in this case, it is the 3 and the 8. So these are the ones that I want. Now, when I go back and substitute back into my equation, I'm only replacing the original 11a by splitting it up into a 3 and an 8. So I now go back and I keep my 2a squared. This is what's going to split up into two things. I've got now a 3a and an 8a. So I'm only changing this to make it into two separate terms that are more user-friendly for my problem, because I also go back and keep my 12 for my original problem. So this is exactly the same thing as this. I've just rewritten it in a more user-friendly way. So what we're going to do at this point, since now we have 4 terms, is we are going to use factoring by grouping. So I'm going to take the first 2 and the last 2, and I'm going to factor out a GCF for each. In the first set, it's just an A that I can factor out. So I'm going to have a 2a plus a 3 left. And then in the second pair of numbers, I can factor out a 4. So I now have a 2a plus a 3. What should happen is that what's left in the parentheses needs to be the same thing, because that now acts as our GCF that we will factor out. And then what's left is the a and this plus 4, and that gives me my other factor. So my solution is 2a plus 3 times a plus 4. And that's one more example of using the AC method.